remember years ago when my kids were young, we were at the beaches over in the Clearwater area, and my youngest daughter was always super sensitive and scared by sounds. And so when we went to the East Coast, the big waves would scare her and she'd never want to get close to the beach. So we often went over to the gentler side of Florida over on the Gulf Coast. But this particular week that we were there were storms out in the Gulf, and so literally the waves in Clearwater, where usually the water is smooth, were just as choppy and crazy as they would have been if we'd have been over at Daytona or Cocoa Beach or something. And this put our vacation in real jeopardy. I remember we were trying to go out and spend a day in the waves, but my youngest daughter was crying and she was hiding behind the lawn chairs. And so I sat back with her and tried to have a conversation, and we talked about courage. And I told her one of my favorite lines, that courage is the key that unlocks the door to the future of God's dreams for us. We talked about how important courage was, and I said, hey, can we just have a little courage here? Courage isn't always going to feel good, but let's get in the water together. And I said, look, and something about courage, it's a lot easier when there's someone you care about or love that's with you. And so I said I'd hold her hand, and we kind of gently walked out, and a big wave came and she got really scared and she grabbed my hand really tight, and I said, I'm with you, let's do this. Courage is the key, let's do it. So we get her into the ocean, and I was happy. I'm like, wow, well, there's my dad work done for the day. A little bit later, I saw Katrina, and she had a little floaty. She had one of those noodles you use in the pool, and she's floating around out in the ocean. And then what was really funny is she was singing a song, and I can still remember it to this day. She was going, courage is the key to victory. It opens up the doors for you to explore. And I thought, wow, that's a cool riff on my courage is the key thing, but courage is the key to victory. It opens up the door for you to explore. What's awesome about courage is one of the virtues of being not just a human being. That was a virtue in Greco-Roman, but the Greco-Roman world, but the Christian worldview takes over courage as one of the 4 cardinal virtues. And the reason why courage is so critical, friends, and this is deep dive spirituality, right? So courage is critical for a deep dive, because we got to have the courage to face whatever in us is preventing us from going deeper and deeper and ever deeper into God's grace, and grow deeper and deeper into the love of God and love of neighbor and even love of ourselves. We have to have the courage. We have the courage to gain new skills, get wisdom. We need the courage to practice justice when it's not convenient or when it's just being part of an echo chamber, but practice justice. Maybe it's just us sticking up for somebody else. Courage is the key that unlocks the door for the future that God dreams for us. You're ready to be courageous today and tomorrow, and take a really deep look so that we can explore those ever-deepening possibilities of God's work in our lives. Again, I'm Brian Russell. This is Walking and Talking Spirituality. Love to have a conversation with you. Until next time, live by faith, be known by love, and be voices of hope to others.